Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex. If you're new here, I'm so glad that you're here. I am a mom who loves all things hobbies, creativity, crafting, DIYs, thrifting, bookish things, scrapbooking, journaling, gardening, baking, all the hobbies, all the things. I love them, and I share about them here on YouTube. I hope the camera didn't just shake, but it might have because you're hooked up to my table today. We got a little fancy setup today. I've rigged you up on a tripod that's hooked up to my table, and then I have this trusty little podcasting mic that we're trying out, so we'll see how it goes. But grab a beverage, coffee, matcha, tea, whatever you like, and let's get into the video. Okay, so kicking it off, I wanted to share with you guys a little thrifted haul that I got last night. I went to the thrift stores, a little baby-free, kid-free night last night, and so my husband was with the kiddos, and I went and got my eyebrows done. I went on a long hot mom kind of walk, and I also managed to go to the thrift store, and I stopped into Ollie's as well. So I have a little haul actually it's not little, I have a good sized haul from the thrift store and Ollie's that I wanted to share with you guys because it's very bookish. And I know that there are also a lot of moms who follow me and a lot of homeschool moms or like new or like either homeschool moms already or curious about homeschool moms. I am very much on the new to homeschool slash curious about homeschool mom side of things. However, my son who is 4 and he's actually 5 after the kindergarten cutoff, but we are like 90% sure we're going to put him into a homeschool kindergarten program or like be homeschooling him for kindergarten next year. Because in my mind, he can always repeat kindergarten if needed, but putting him into a preschool homeschool or like a preschool program just doesn't make a ton of sense. Anyway, I'm going on a super tangent. All of this to say, we got a cabinet. My mom actually was in town a little bit ago, and she blessed our family with this nice cabinet to put here in our kitchen. It's actually going to go over here, and I'll show you guys what it's going to look like, the whole setup and whatnot. Maybe in this video, maybe in a future one. Anyway, but point is, she got us this great cabinet because all of my current like preschool and like art supplies and craft supplies and like letters and numbers and all the little things that I've collected for my kiddos so far, it lives in our pantry / in like a cabinet. And so it's kind of overflowing and it's not the best or the most functional. And if we truly do want to homeschool our kids, which again, like we're very, very, very likely going to do that, as long as they want to and as long as it works for our family, right? If that's what we're going to lean towards, then a cabinet or like a nice sized wardrobe, if you will, just seemed like the move for storing all of the supplies and whatnot. So anyway, I'm on such a tangent. All of this to say, y'all, I scored some really cool curriculum at the thrift store yesterday. I'm going to show you. And then some books for myself as well at Ollie. So it's actually all behind me. So let me grab that. Okay, so here is the haul of things. Let's start with the thrift store first. I went to Goodwill, which honestly, I'm sure if you like thrifting, you also, like me, are like, dang, Goodwill's prices are wild. Like for clothes, forget about it. Almost forget about it at Goodwill. At least in my area. Like it's just, I still find gems from time to time, but the prices just don't always match. So anyway, I seldom look at clothes, at least right now. I'm also kind of like set in I don't need more clothes right now, But I do look a lot. I love decor. I don't even buy a ton of decor, but I just love looking at their home decor, like the baskets and the candles and the candlesticks and glassware. I just love looking at it. It just like does something. Even if I buy nothing, I just enjoy it. It's like almost like scrolling on Pinterest, but without the scrolling on Pinterest part of it, at least for me. Okay, that's what I love. But book section, I was really not expecting to find a lot, and I just so happy. Okay, so if you are in the homeschooling world, I'm sure you've heard of the Good and the Beautiful curriculum before. I personally have been hearing of this curriculum since my kid was like my first son. My first kid was like a newborn, you know, watching moms on YouTube and whatnot. And I know that I've seen a lot of like people stray away from this curriculum into other curriculums. And I will say that the school, we're looking into this hybrid homeschool program that already does a curriculum, like already has a curriculum baked in. So they use, I think it's called logic of, I don't know. Logic of English is like one of the curriculums. I don't know. They have a few different curriculums, and I don't think that the Good and the Beautiful is one of them. However, I snatched these up because they were this one is $2.29, and then some of them were even cheaper. So this is Math 1. And in my head, I'm like, honestly, even if I don't absolutely love, which I can't imagine I wouldn't at least like it, especially knowing that it's a faith-based curriculum, I don't think it could hurt as a supplemental resource. And for $2.29, I could not pass it up. This one specifically, like I said, it's Math 1, so for first grade. So it's a little ways away, but it's beautiful. Like the inside of it, it's like stunning. I had to put the mic down. It's quite beautiful, and it's definitely, whoops. Anyway, I don't know. It's a beautiful, like, curriculum in the sense that there's a lot of really pretty pictures, very, like, watercolory, and then it looks like there's a lot of great prompts for me as a mom to, like, explain as a mom and as their teacher, right? So, anyway, at the end of the day, for $2, it was never used. Does look like it's been, like, sitting in the sense that, like, it's, you know, it's not a new, like, the spiral is falling off the back, but I think I can fix that quite easily. But it's never been written in. And again, if I just keep it, and whether I use it or not, we could pass it on to somebody else if there's need. And if not, again, just using it as like a supplemental resource, in my opinion, how could I not? Let me stick with that curriculum, $129. And that just has a lot of awesome little like crafty ideas. Of course, I can go on Pinterest and find really cool craft ideas, but to have it where I don't even need to go on Pinterest is really great. So that was $1.29. Can't even get that at the dollar store. You know what I mean? And then this one was the one I was most excited about. This is Language Arts and Literature Level K course book. So this is their kindergarten curriculum, which again, my son will be entering kindergarten. There's like 2 or 3 pages in here that were written on, but then the rest is entirely blank. And so I'm assuming like this parent probably ended up not liking this curriculum or whatever. Who knows what the reason, but I'm so grateful this ended up in my hands. $2.29. Like, look at that page. Even if I don't even use this curriculum, I'm ripping this page out and putting it in a journal. Like, come on, let's be for real. But as I was flipping through it last night, I was just like, I think that this will be great. Switching it up, again, from the curriculum that we will be using most likely with where he goes in the fall. So anyway, just such good finds. And then the last thing of like curriculum, this isn't Good and the Beautiful, but I found this More Than Words Living Faith Bible curriculum. This curriculum is specifically for like 1st through 3rd grade, which makes sense. As I was reading the prompts in the thrift store, it was $1.29. There are a few pages written in it, but most of the book, like 90% of the book is unused, in great condition. And I love that it has the spiral holes in it. So not spiral holes, hole punched holes, if I want to add this into a binder, or specific pages if I want to like rip some out. But again, like even though I'd be saving this for a while because none of my kids are close to 1st grade, not that close to 1st grade yet, even if I'm saving it for a couple years, I'm just like, you can't beat that price. I just thought that was so cool, and I was so excited to find those, and I found those at the very end. My time was like running low, and I was like, oh my gosh. I was looking for more. I thought maybe I would find the pre-K one, but I didn't. But alas, moving on, I found this adorable pop-up book. I'm a sucker for a pop-up book. My kids love them. This was $1.29. Let me open it up and show you. The thing is, my son is super into animals and what they eat and predators and preys and learning all about it. So I just had to. But then the frog at the end is like, oh, you eat frogs. And, he's a frog. And so he's like, okay. And then he sees a fly and he just splashes into the water. It's a little bit abstract, but I just thought that is so cute and fun. And all the pop-ups work. There's no rips in it. And at my house, it might end up getting ripped, but it was just too cute. How could I not? How could I not get it? Okay. There's a little bit more from the thrift, and then we'll move on to Ollie's. The last book I got from the thrift is The Time Traveler's Wife, which I have never read this book. It is so heavy. It's so funny. It's a paperback. This paperback is so surprisingly heavy. Like, I kind of want to weigh this and just see because I'm like, this is so weird, oddly heavy. But it's in great condition, like super good condition for a thrift store book. $3.29. And again, I loved the movie. And I am very curious about the book. I bet the book will be even better. I should say I liked the movie. I didn't love it, but I liked it a lot. And I don't remember a ton about it. And so a book that I love so much is The 7-Year Slip by Ashley Poston. I don't know. But I heard a lot of people saying that if you liked that book, how it kind of has the time travel, magical realism element, that this book they might love even more. So anyway, very excited to read this one. That was from the thrift. Then I found this scrapbook at the thrift store, and I don't know if it's going to be in this video or the next one, but I made my husband a scrapbook for our anniversary, and this is a scrapbook I thrifted probably back in the summer. And I, just added my own fabric to it on the inside as well, and then filled up the pages with real cute little scrapbooky pages. So anyway, but the scrapbook itself was quite ugly. Like, it had this print on it that I just did not like. And so the fabric was such a game changer. I want to go through this eventually, whether this video or another one, I'm not sure. But that was for him. And then this one, it's in such good condition. It almost feels like leather, but it's definitely not real leather, but it's red. And then it says like memories, laughter, family, live, love. Not the vibe for me, but I figured adding some cute like lace or ribbon to the edges and then maybe putting in a black and white family photo or maybe even covering that with ribbon as well. I'll have to play around with it and see, but the pages on the inside, perfect condition. There are tons of scrapbooks always at the thrift store, at least at mine. They're not always in great condition, but when I find one in great condition, I scoop it up because, again, $2.49, how could I not? It's a small scrapbook, just like the other one, but I kind of like that because it's less pressure. And I personally love the size of these ones. They're smaller than those ones that you'll see at you see? Okay. Then smaller than the ones you'll find at I was about to say Joann's, but Michael's and Joann's when it was in business. But anyway, you know what I mean? So I don't know if I'll do this as a family scrapbook or another scrapbook for my husband and I. I might try to do a family one because my kids are obsessed with this one. I just made this the anniversary one because our anniversary was in May earlier this month. Anyway, so they love looking at it right now and just like flipping through and like seeing the physical pages. So I might make this one a family one so that they can look at each other and themselves and us as well. But yeah, $2.29 at Goodwill. Okay, last thing I found at the Goodwill. Last but not least, this was actually the first thing I found there. It is this beautiful, stunning oil painting. I was on the phone with my mom. Let me move these books. I was on the phone with my mom when I found this, and I was like, you need this in your house. My mom is such a water person. She is an incredible painter too, but she lives by the beach, loves the water, and loves lighthouses, and has some like lighthouse paintings and pictures in her home already. But this one was just so stunning. First of all, the frame was so her. Like, this is not entirely my style, this frame, although it might have used to be at some point in life. But this frame screams her. She has a lot of frames like this around their house. And then the painting, I was just shocked at the fact that it's not a watercolor, an oil painting. that's like truly a painting. So I'm going to show you the back of it. It's totally ugly on the back. This is what the back of the frame is like. And it says Ocean Gallery. So Ocean Gallery is in Ocean City, Maryland. And it has like the street name. Well, there's actually, I guess it shows that there's one in Delaware, two in Delaware, and one in Ocean City. But this one I think was purchased. Yeah, this one was purchased at the Ocean City, Maryland location, which I grew up going to Ocean City as a kid. And so it just really, I mean, I might have even gone to this gallery before. My mom also grew up going to Ocean City. Like her grandmother had an apartment there. So anyway, I don't know. I was just like, this, you need this. And it was $4.49. Like for a perfect condition framed oil painting? Are you kidding me? $4.49? And she was like, well, where am I going to put it? I was like, I don't know, but you need this. And honestly, if she doesn't end up like loving it or says like, I don't have anywhere for it, I'll figure out somewhere for it. Like it could even go in a bathroom. I'm not the type to like decorate our bathrooms. I just don't care that much about it, but I could just hang this up in the bathroom if I need to. Like it's just too cute and like in good condition to pass up. I'm not normally the type, like I don't love thrift store art. I like thrift store frames, but it depends on the price because a lot of times they are overpriced in my opinion. But again, I don't know. This was just a score to me. Like I hope this is in focus so you can see it, but wow. Okay. I'm getting tired. I'm talking a lot. Next up are Ollie's haul. Let me arrange the books and get a little screenshot moment. Here are the books I got from Ollie's. I love Ollie's. First of all, like, more people need to know about Ollie's. I feel like I'm constantly putting my friends onto Ollie's. People just don't know about it. Ollie's and Grocery Outlet. People need to know about those places. Now, I recognize they're not in all states or cities. I don't even have a grocery outlet in my county. So however, if I ever find one in another county or make the drive to the closest county, I will because grocery outlet is so good. Similar to Ollie's, but different because they don't really sell like groceries, although they do sell snacks. But you got to check the dates. Similar to grocery outlet. Anyway, but Ollie's, I really love going there for their books. And I try not to go too much because, you can end up spending. But I had a coupon, a 15% off coupon. It was sent to us in the mail. I'm like, part of the Ollie's, whatever. You sign up and then they send you stuff, whatever, promotionals. So 15% off and it was expiring. So I was so happy to go in. Okay. One True Loves by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I was shocked, honestly, to find this book at Ollie's, but I shouldn't be that shocked because they have really good books there all the time. Most of the time, though, I will say I find authors I've never heard of before, but sometimes you do find authors that you know. I guess it depends on what you read. I'm not huge into the romance genre. However, this year I have read quite a few romance books already, but I will say the plot isn't only romance, which I feel like is why I like it. Anyway, I heard that this is a movie, I think this is a movie. Yeah, girl, bruh. Now a major motion picture right on the cover. $3.99. Originally $18, I got it for $3.99. Like, please don't sleep on Ollie's. And plus, it was probably cheaper than that since it was 15% off everything. Also, to take these annoying orange stickers off, I just use an essential oil. I use a little bit of lemon. I'll like scrape it off with my finger first and it's all residuey and stuff. And then I go in with a paper towel and lemon essential oil and scrub the rest off and it comes right off. And then your book has a little lemony scent. Okay, so that was one. The next three books are by an author named Mary Lynn Robinson. And these books are like I think it's a trilogy or maybe, I don't know why I can't remember if there's 3 books in this series or 5, but I got at least 3 of them. Hopefully there's only 3. I got 3 of her books. Look how cute the spines are all together. So this one, Gilead. Why have I heard so much about this book? And let me know if you've read it before. So I remember hearing about this book, I think in like high school. Am I tripping? Did anyone else ever hear about this book? And have you read it by chance? Okay, this book specifically was a winner of a Pulitzer Prize, which is awesome. But yeah, I just remember hearing about it and I'm like, I don't know anything about, I mean, I know what I read from the back. Seems very interesting, but one of the author of the book that I'm currently loving and I think might be my favorite book of the year, I saw her post a quote from this same author. And so I was like, had her name in the back of my head. And then I found 3 of her books at Ollie's. And I was like, okay, I'm going to snap them all up or scoop them all up because, again, for $3.99 each, how could I not? The covers were stunning. So if for nothing else, they have beautiful covers. And I personally, unfortunately, am somebody who judges a book by their cover. However, I have been beautifully mistaken time and time again because I'll read books with uglier covers and I love the book so much. Like, for example, for me, Tomorrow, the cover was so the cover was so ugly, like yuck, at the time at least. But I'm so glad that I read that book. I ended up loving it. And now the cover, I like the cover because it means a lot to me, like knowing the themes of the book and knowing what the book's about. I'm like, oh, like I actually love this cover now. And I have a hardback copy of it that my mom gave me because she read the book, she bought the book and started reading the book and did not like the book because everyone is different and everyone has different tastes. But she was like, oh, you can take the sleeve jacket off because the inside cover is cute. And I was like, no, actually, I love the sleeve jacket because I love the book and I love the contents of the book. And now the cover means more. So anyway, all to say I've been, like, I have to not judge books by their cover, but if I see a cover that's cute, I'm like immediately drawn. And this was actually the first one I saw, so it's called Home. And I think that this is the follow-up to Gilead. So it's Gilead, Home, and Lila. I will report back once I read Gilead and how it goes. And then we'll see about the other ones as well. I don't know when that'll be though, because I have so many books that I want to read. And then not to mention getting a Kindle, which we gotta talk about that. I mean, I know you saw it in the last video, but we gotta talk more about my Kindle because I'm obsessed with her. But here I am still buying physical books because come on, there's nothing like a physical book. But the Kindle is clutch because at night when I can't hold a physical book or it's just like too much to lay down and hold a physical book, Kindle comes in clutch. Okay. I scored this book, Distant Shores by Kristen Hanna, which I really do love Kristen Hanna. I have not read as much from her as I would like to, but I have so many of her books on my TBR. The Great Alone is one that I'm very scared to read. I think I will love it. Actually, I'm like 99% positive I will love it. However, I'm just afraid to be hurt, and I just kind of don't want to put myself in that position right now. But I really, really loved Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Also, a book called Angel Falls, which was the first book I ever read from her, which my mom loved and read and passed down to me. My mom loves Kristen Hanna like even more than me, so she read The Four Winds by her, and she also passed that book down to me as well. So anyway, I don't know if she's ever read Distant Shores, but I haven't. And when I saw this, I was like, oh, mine. It was the only one I saw there. And so I'm excited to read this whenever the time is right. And the last book I got is this book called Fear Gone Wild.